It's been a fairly quiet time period for InZoi news ever since the character creator demo launched. However, some eagle-eyed fans dug up some game files and they found some new gameplay details and details about the world. Unfortunately, I myself was not able to open up these files. Now, these disclaimers aside, I do think there are some pretty interesting details, and there was a really interesting discourse about rabbit holes in this game. In public areas, this includes the West River Park, temples, Flea Avenue, parks, and fountains. There's also businesses or business adjacent, so we have a school, restaurant, photo studio, PC cafe, something called Gimbab, I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce it. There's also exhibitions, a clothing store, a cafe. And it does sound like if this actually comes out in the final version, there's going to be a lot of different venues to visit in these worlds. We have, of course, penthouses in Bliss Bay. We also have the beach area, the parks, and the public avenues. You do get a list of businesses here, and this includes the surf shop, the museum, a furniture store, the fortune teller, a fast food, and a cafe. So schooling is going to purportedly have elementary, middle, and high school. Please note these are rabbit holes, so this is a bigger part of the discussion. There was also a category called perspective events. These include travel agencies, stock firms, police, medical centers, fire stations, environmental groups, educational centers that are separate from the school, city halls, broadcasting stations. We also have private guards, which you will see in different public locations, in parks, schools, temples, and avenues, as well as sanitation workers. And I do think that adds to the overall sense of immersion. Supposedly, there's also something called a cat island. I don't really know what that's going to entail or if you can actually visit it. There was some back and forth about this because someone found a world called Red City, and while this person thought it was a separate world, all of the things they're listing out and the fact that it's called Red City makes me think it's actually just part of Bliss Bay. Bunch of rabbit holes, you also get those environmental groups, whatever that means, as well as a medical center, a stock firm, and travel agencies. Now, there was some speculation about travel agencies. This person said, I wonder if this might indicate that Zoids can travel between worlds. It'd be really cool for Zoids to be able to vacation or move to different worlds. They could also have a cutscene like they do with other actions in game, like showing the character sitting on a train or an airplane. However, as so happens with all games in development, there was some disagreement about how many rabbit holes are in this game. And honestly, it's an open world environment, it has high-end graphics, and personally, I actually think that rabbit holes can be a positive thing if done in balance. Rabbit holes should be an option, not the default of some buildings like school. If I buy a game to play with life and most of my characters disappear, I don't see the point. I do understand we all play in different ways. However, I think at least at the launch of this game, just considering all the complexities of this game as well as various systems like the city options, I do think keeping some gameplay as rabbit holes actually is a smart choice. The developer has indicated that the more they add to this game, the more difficult it gets technically. That doesn't mean they should never do it, but maybe not quite at this stage. Now, I do want to end on this note because I think this is important to keep in mind in our discussions of InZoi or Paralives or even The Sims. I just wish people wouldn't downvote others for hoping and enjoying different playstyles and having respectful conversations. Now, honestly, I don't know if it's a big deal to downvote on a forum or anything like that. The point is, we do all have different opinions, so go ahead and make your opinions known. Just be polite with each other as much as possible. What do you think about the venues that have been revealed so far for InZoi, and what do you look forward to most? As always, please take care, and I'll see you in the next one.